Hi everybody. So about a year ago, I stumbled upon AU5's video where he creates that crazy resonator effect using serum effects. It's wild. He uses a process called modal filter, I believe it's called, which is basically just a bunch of bandpass filters in parallel that are each tuned to specific frequencies, and he creates this really cool color-based resonator effect. After watching that, I was like, this is insane. I wonder if there's any other like plugin out there that does it. Obviously, there's a few out there, but I was more curious about the harmony aspect, right? Like the ability to make chords out of that. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I try my hand at making a little plugin here, all right? So today, I want to actually go ahead and talk a little bit about the new plugin that I created that uses some of the ideas from AU5's modal filtering, but kind of does a really interesting spin on it. Star Harmony here, it is a harmonic resonator effect, all right, that basically it lets you take any audio sample and add musical harmonies to it. So let me break it down and let me show you what it might sound like here. So there's a few things we'll use Star Harmony for. I think one of the main uses is actually going to be messing around with how it sounds on like drum loops and more atonal sounds. So take a listen to this. Here's the drum loop with the effect with the mix all the way down low. This is the drum loop normally. All right, kind of normal almond loop. Okay, so let's listen to it now when we add our Star Harmony effect to it. As you can see, it adds in those smooth harmonies and creates almost like this really cool kind of resonant texture, almost like a string-like sound. All right. So you see here, you have a bunch of different knobs to mess around with. So mix obviously controls the mix. The decay here, I'll turn this back up. Yeah, the decay here controls how long the resonators are active for. So I have it all the way up. Kind of gets like a pad, almost resonantly pad sound, which is super cool. Turn that back down. You also have a warp sound here, which allows you to add dissonant effects, which is crazy. Yeah. And then our last large knob here is the noise, right? So noise is cool because basically it lets you add back in the higher frequencies of the original sound, just to make it sound a little bit more normal and natural sounding. So here it is when we turn it up, right? As you can see, you hear more of the drum high end with that, but if I have it down low, then it kind of becomes more of a muted, again, almost a pad. All right. So let me turn your attention to the main part of this plugin, right? So we have a chord wheel here that lays out your chords in a diatonic fashion, right? So basically you see here, we're using good old classic Roman numerals, right? So each chord in your scale gets a nice little button here. So you can create all sorts of harmonies just by messing with this, right? All right, check this out. I'll do something, I love doing this. Okay, I'll go to my Neo Soul. Check this out. So let's do a one chord here. Okay. Come on. Yeah, turn it up a little bit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just fun. It's just fun. Okay, anyway, you guys get the idea here, right? So basically the chord wheel lets you change those harmonies on the fly. So that's what it sounds like on drum loops. Let me show you some other fun things that you would on. Let me just drag in growl here. Okay, let's do it. Let's do a little tiger growl, you know, because why not? Why not here? Okay, so here's our tiger growl. All right, so again, I'll turn my mix all the way down. Here's what it sounds like originally. Okay, so as you can see, that's a beautiful sound here. So let's go ahead and add our let's add our little harmony to it again. So I'll turn the mix back up here, and I'll also go ahead and I think the one chord sounds amazing on this, so I just love playing it. So turn it up. Listen to that. Oh my gosh. Insane. Alright, so instantly you get this really cool, resonant, almost like an instrument based on as a sample here. It's such a cool effect. So there's actually one last thing I wanted to show you guys. So Star Harmony does have a MIDI in mode. This basically lets you use the MIDI that you've created for the harmonies instead of the chord wheel, all right? So here's what it might sound like. In Ableton, all you have to do is create a blank MIDI clip with no instruments on it, and then just make sure you're sending the MIDI to the track that has the Star Harmony on it, all right? So here's what it sounds like using like this MIDI, for example.
Shine like a star. Shine like a star.
Alright, so I was using those MIDI clips instead of the chord wheel for the chord. So just another tool, and it's really fun. I think I'll do another video using this effect in depth. You can create like vocoder effects, and you can create all sorts of stuff with this. So anyway, it's just another thing to think about when using Star Harmony. So alright, y'all, happy making music.